Yesterday I did a video regarding the real life database and how to take over a team with the real fixtures result from this 22-23 season. From that, I have got 5 save ideas that I would like you to try. It's getting to that time of year where you may be looking for just one more save to tie you over through the summer months to FM24. So I've got 5 simple save ideas using this database for you. You will need to check out yesterday's video to get all the info, but let me know down in the comments which team you think would be a good idea. Needs a rebuild, shall we say. Needs a complete change following maybe a relegation, missed promotion, etc. I've got 5 really good ideas for you right here. Let's go. Okay, so the first club we're going to look at is Sampdoria. Absolute 90s kind of giant, and over the last few years, very much similar to their rival Genoa, have just been neglected a little bit, and this season, despite having the legend that is Harry Winks in the side, they have fallen into Serie B, or very close to Serie B. I think they're probably falling this weekend if they haven't already. Serie A title win in 91 and the European Cup Winners' Cup in 1990. 4 Coppa Italias. They've not won that since 89, so obviously that late 80s, early 90s historic, memorable period. You've got the badges, as I said. You've got the basis to move on, the training youth facilities. The money will not be great, £4 million. Owner as well. Oh, it says finances secure, but owner is willing to listen to offers, so the potential that you might have a takeover. And you've got some decent players. You know, I think it would be good to give Quagliarella a new deal, get him as a poacher in Serie B. You'll be absolutely golden. Don't worry, he will score you a lot of goals. You'll have players like returning like Caputo. I think you'll have a little bit of sell-on value. There's a couple of players in there. To be fair, there's a lot of loanees that you will be getting back. Antonio Candreva, Ronaldo Vieira, Vere, as a Caputo that we've mentioned. There's going to be a little bit of sell-on value there. Loads of loans going out as well. So it is going to be quite a big rebuild. You've got legends such as Gabbiadini, and the goalkeeper as well, in Emil Eduro, is pretty good at this level. Wanted by Real Sociedad. So you've got the opportunity there to do a couple of little changes. Okay, so now we're moving into the 5th tier of English football, and we're going to take a look at the relegated Yeovil Town. Now, quite a small club that came through the leagues in the non-league in the late 90s, early 2000s. There you go. 1996, 97, they were down in the Ryman League. They then made it through National League, League 2, League 1, and did have that memorable season. Now what it'll be for 23-24 will be 10 years ago, where they got into the EFL Championship. They did finish bottom, but they were only in the Championship 10 years ago, and they have fallen away. Now, actually, in real life, they're really close, potentially, to going bust. They desperately need a new owner. And I imagine as well, with the squad that you have, there will be a huge turnover of players. Look at that. There is all of those players there. All contracts out at the end of the season, and that'll be for you to decide whether you're going to keep them on. A real long-term save, Yeovil Town, National League. Another little cheeky one for you because they're my boys, York City. They desperately need some changing as well, so there is 2 little ones for you. But moving on to club number 3, we're actually going to stay in England, and I think a really fun one to do in the Premier League would be Leicester. So here is the original database. Now, you've actually still got a potential chance of staying out of the division, but you could just simulate the results. I've actually got a later start date as well, the 29th of May, which takes that out of your hands. And as I said, make sure you check out the video from yesterday to learn how to do that. Leicester City, massive rebuild, you know, huge job. You've got to have 20 million to spend. And then what would you do? Like, a load of these players in here are obviously Premier League standard and will want to go. Maddison, Harvey Barnes, Ndidi you'll probably get big money for. Iniacho, maybe one of those players that you could potentially keep. You've got Jamie Vardy for 1 more year. I'd probably keep him and see if he can fire you the goals back into the Premier League. But obviously there's players like Soyuncu, whose contract's out as well. Johnny Evans, Tielemans. I think Tete's on loan, but I imagine his loan is to be made permanent, I bet. No. That's just a loan. You got Tete going back to his parent club, and then a few others in there that will free up a little bit of the wages, and obviously some big players in that you'll definitely be able to sell on. That is Leicester City. I think a really fun, quite an easy-ish challenge, probably the easiest one out of the 5. Okay, so moving on to club 4. We're moving to Germany, and it is Hertha Berlin. These boys have had kind of like a general decline. They came in a few years ago. Their current owner spent an absolute shit ton of money. It's gone horrendously badly. You've got average attendance, 55,000 people in the Olympiastadion in Berlin. They've got the worst thing in the world as well, because Union Berlin, their rivals, local rivals, are now looking at Champions League football this season. Hertha are finally dropping out. Big club, big stadium, needs a rebuild. I imagine money may be tight when you drop out. There will be a lot of players probably on big wages that you might need to shift on. Once again, there is a whole host. Jovetic is there. Kevin Prince Boateng's there. So there's a few players to move on. Anyone with any value, Lucas Toussaint, potentially will be able to move on. You will be getting Pietek back. He's quite a good player in FM, so if you either kept him, potentially he could fire you goals back into the Bundesliga. A club that has got decent history, 2 Bundesligas, but not one for, we're calling it 100 years, so a nice little challenge. Can you get Hertha Berlin to be champions before that 100 years without a title? They've won the Bundesliga 2 a couple of times, obviously being in it in 2013. No DFB Pokal, which is interesting, but a club that is a little bit of a mess at the moment. You've got the facilities. Look, training, youth, junior coaching, youth recruitment. You're going to get some good Germans coming through there. Fantastic stadium. Everything is built up for you to go with Hertha Berlin. Club 5 were heading to Spain. Now, there is Valencia down there. That's a nice little prospect, especially after the year that they've had. Looks like they're going to stay clear of relegation. But we're going to head to the second tier. Now, for this one, though, you will need the third tier loaded. That is because we are looking at Malaga. Predicted to finish 11th. However, in real life, they are set to be relegated to the third tier. This is the Malaga at one point had players like Joaquim, Isco. They paid big money for Jeremy Toulalon, Julio Baptista, Rui van Nistelrooy, Javier Saviola, Roque Santa Cruz, Manuel Pellegrini as manager. And now they are expected to go into the third tier, which they haven't been in for over 25 years. That is an absolute beaut of a challenge. Lovely old stadium. Decent facilities as well. Third tier, having these sort of youth facilities, you might be able to build something special. The stadium is in good conditions. Had a lot of renovation work over the past few years. There you go. 5 clubs. Malaga, Hertha, Sampdoria, Leicester and Yeovil Town. 5 teams for you to get stuck into. Let me know if there's any ones that I've missed down in the comments. As I said, check out the video from yesterday if you are wanting to start a new save with the updated league tables and custom start date. A couple of free downloads for you in there as well. All right, guys, take care. Smash a like before you go. Lovely. See you later.